Welcome to this introduction video for Doorway to the Paintings. My name is Travis Olson and I paint, and I would like to take you on a tour of my paintings. And in the episodes to follow, I want to go over individual paintings, maybe one or two, but most of the time just one, and explain why I painted it. This program is about entertainment, enjoyment, getting deep into the paintings that I've created, and explaining why I did them, the inspirations, the thoughts, the motivations, the dreams, if any, and let you know what they were, and then go through some of the symbolism in my paintings, because most of my paintings have a little symbolism in them, sometimes a little, sometimes more, but it's kind of nuanced unless you're really paying attention. I think a lot of my paintings are very, very mysterious, and I want to be unique, and I want to make my art a combination, and I think I found the right formula, combination between impressionism and reality. I don't want my paintings to be just like a photograph, because I might as well just take a picture or Photoshop it, and I would never want to do that. I want my paintings to look like paintings, because I think there's a beauty there. On the other hand, I don't want to be wild with my painting. I don't want to be so expressive that I totally lose reality. I like to find that happy medium, that balance. That's what I'm looking for, and I think I really found the balance. And that's what I hope to do with all my art and my paintings. I paint a lot of different types. This is a nighttime painting, or early morning. You can see the blue sky, and the sun will be up soon, but it's still dark, but it's a blue sky, a dark blue sky, and I love that in the morning when the sky is dark but still blue. I do paintings like this. I might do a future video on this painting. Here is another painting. This reminds me of a dream, and I love it. I do a lot of paintings, in daytime paintings too. Nature, things like that. But I really like the interesting and mysterious paintings the best, in paintings that look like a storybook. Like this painting here, it could be out of a fairy tale or a bedtime story. You got your castle. This is really one of my favorite paintings. Let me show you another view of this painting. See, you got your castle there, just like a story, bedtime story. You got your giant ogre, your mountains with lightning in the background. I put the stars there mixed with the lightning because this painting is mostly impressionism anyway. I like to mix impressionism and realism together. Then you got this character here, looks like the Grim Reaper. He's pulling back a tree to get a better view of the townspeople. I might have to do a future video about this painting. I think I will in the future. There's the forest, and you can go deep, deep into the forest. What's the sign say? I don't know. On the other hand, here's a nature painting. I like the contrast. I like the contrast here between the light, and then you have a little kind of a dark area here, but you have it really bright here. Kind of dark, but you get a good contrast with the trees. And I really like that. I like this painting too. It's like a farmhouse. Another daytime shot, but it's dusk, pretty much getting dusk. But really, I like this painting, or this type of painting, better because I think it's more interesting. You got your hero here. Now he's ready to confront the evil that comes at night through another dimension, through this open cavern, probably magically opened, and this evil creature walked through. Now this type of painting I like to do more than almost any. And then you got your dark trees and the fog. Now he's ready with his sword. One of my favorite paintings. I'll definitely do a video about this one in the future. I like this painting a lot too. I think it's a beautiful painting. In the morning, little foggy, little rain, little cloud cover, and it's early in the morning, beautiful, where you can still see the dew on the leaves, and you have some light coming in. I really like how the light comes in on this painting. It looks really good, light creeping in from the clouds and the fog in the morning. Really, really like it. And I might do a video about this one in the future. This here is one of my favorites. This character, I've painted a lot of paintings about him. He's a character I created in 2011, and he's a very interesting character. His name is Gromus. Gromus has finally trapped the entire city inside a bubble. He's a time traveler. He lives in another dimension under the ground, so he can reach up and grab you through the floor, pull you down into his underground prison. He's a dark character, believe me. Not a good character, but he's very interesting, very intriguing. He's about 9 feet tall, very strong, very powerful. He's like an energy vampire almost. And he puts people in prison cells and drains their energy until they disappear, and then he inherits their energy. I'll have to do a video about him in the future. He's really an interesting character. But I believe if I ever made a long story about him, I've written a little bit about him, but if I ever wrote a long story or something that was more drawn out and conclusive, I would make him lose in the end, and then you can also have multiple episodes where he loses always in the end, because I like the formula of good defeating evil. I really like that, and I think it makes for a more satisfying story. So he would always lose, but he's an interesting character. In fact, there's another character I created called Euclides to fight him. And his story, this character, Gromus, this evil character, his story starts in ancient times, and he's a time traveler, and he can travel all the way up into our time. But he's pretty much has his story in ancient Greece, like 421 BC, I think is the time I said it, I think. But his history, his origins probably go back older than that, but that's just where the story starts. And then Euclides was an Athenian soldier who basically had to fight him later, and he is inside his dimension fighting him. And if I ever made a story with an ending, it would be good always triumphing over evil, because that's satisfying to me. I like that ending. But yeah, he's a very interesting character, and I'll talk more about him in future videos. And I want to do a future video about this painting in the future. This is really one of my favorite paintings. I've done a lot of paintings that are like this, and it says something here. I don't know if you can read it. I'll read it though. This ancient Greek writer has created a story about the zombies who roam the forest at night. And I tried to design it, give it that ancient Greek look and some of that design, and I really like the way I've done this painting here. And I want to take you on a tour of this and explain this in the future and go through it with you in a future video. And I've done many paintings like this using the same lines about a Greek author. I've done that many times because I really like the story. Excuse me. I really like the story and the concept behind it. And here's a painting about a werewolf. And this is almost entirely Impressionism. Almost entirely Impressionism. I like doing paintings with a lot of Impressionism sometimes. Sometimes I'll use a little more reality, but usually I try to find that balance like I talked about earlier. But some paintings, I think, require more Impressionism. Some paintings require more reality. It depends on what I'm painting, what mindset I'm in, and then what kind of story I want to tell, and then what mood I want to put the viewer in. Let me fix the lighting. I don't want too much lighting on this show because it doesn't fit the show. Maybe a little bit like that. Because after all, the paintings are dark in more than one way. Not all the paintings. My paintings, again, my paintings are not for sale online. I'm just giving you a tour, a fun tour of my paintings. My paintings are near and dear to me. I've sold paintings in my personal life, in the at work, and then certain other places. People have bought some of my paintings, and they liked them, they enjoyed them. I don't know if I'll ever sell them online. I'm not sure about that, but this show is just about having fun with them, letting you know about the stories, the creativity that goes behind them, and giving you that kind of interesting hodgepodge of facts that go behind each painting. Let me give you another view of this painting. Look at the castle. Look at the moon. Look at the face in the moon. Yeah, this painting has a lot of Impressionism, and I like it in this particular painting. Look how the light shines down on the werewolf, who just changed, by the way. You could see his clothes. Just made the transformation into a wolf. Just did. Then you have the bright blue, kind of the bright blue creek here, which is not realistic because, I mean, at nighttime you wouldn't get that kind of blue, at least normally. I tried to give a lot of curvature to the branches and the roots of these trees to give it more style and character. Exaggerating objects often give them more style and character if you do it right. You can get lost in the forest. One of my favorite paintings, I'll probably do a video about it with you in the future and take you on the tour. And here's a painting about a frost giant. I'll do a video about this in the future probably. It's one of my favorite paintings. And you got the old Norse storyteller who's trying to warn the people about the frost giants in the mountains. You can see the frost giant back here. I want to do a future video about that. And like I said, probably this one too. Fairy tale story, bedtime story. I think this is perfect for that purpose. And I'll show you this painting again in the future and explain the inspiration behind this one. I've got a lot of paintings, guys. I've done a lot of paintings over the years. So it's going to be a lot of material for a lot of videos in the future. This is my first video ever, and so I hope it's the beginning of many. I'm a private person, so I had a lot of reservations on about coming on YouTube and making videos, so I'm doing my best. I don't have all the fancy equipment for these videos, and I might invest in that in the future, but I want to make it as simple as possible so the audience, a lot of the audience can relate more, and I kind of like doing things in kind of a retro way, in kind of a, I think it gives it a little more charm, but I might invest in equipment in the future, but I want to make these videos as good as I can given what I do have, and I hope you join me again in the future for the first episode of Doorway to the Paintings. This is just the introduction video right now, but I want to do episode 1 soon. I probably want to make a video every 1 or 2 weeks, depends on my schedule and how busy I am. And if you like this, please subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon with another video, and we'll have a deep talk, and I'll explain as deep as I can about whatever painting I'm going to show you, and hopefully have a good adventure and a good time with those paintings, and particularly the next painting. And I think I know what it's going to be, so it should be fun. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Good night.